All right, good morning. I know there's nobody here. I'm just doing this to record and document what's going on here. So there is a boundary dispute in Granite Shoals, and I don't see any construction crew here right now. But if we go down here, we can see, well, you can see a hole in the fence. So this is the existing fence. This has been here for 50 years or more. So I'm gonna have to stay closer to the house. What we've got here is this neighbor over here thinks that he can be unjustly enriched by putting up a fence. He's trying to make my mother sue him. So the I don't know, the laws are complex. I'm not a lawyer here, but who owns what and who has to sue whom and all of that are very interesting things. So on this side of the property, we had a similar situation, right? The plots over here were wrong, and the way that my mom and dad handled that, because this has been going on for years, since, I don't know, well before 2018. My father passed away in 2018. This lot over here had the same problem. The lot line was, off a little bit up at the top and off by 10 or 15 feet down here. The line would have gone right through their house or whatever. So my parents went over there and just said, hey, we don't really want the corner of your house. Can we sign an addendum or addendum, whatever? Can we assign amendment to our lot lines that say where the established line is going to become the new boundary? And so that's what happened, right? It was just, yeah, oops, error, and go ahead and sign the legal documents, and voila, we don't own their thing. We don't have any legal claim to it. But again, on this side, this neighbor over here seems to think that he wants that extra 15 feet of my mother's yard. And despite having owned it for 40 some odd years, 50 years, I don't know. Despite all of that, like I said, the new line says that he's got the property out to here. So what, a 15 or 20 feet of this property is not my mom's, according to the latest survey. And there were crews here yesterday. They had a string line plotted from the top up there at the very corner, all the way through this fence, around this tree, down to that line down there. And it was comical. I mean, if they go ahead and put that fence in, they're going to drill through the top of the septic tank. Now the city considers this, quote, a civil matter. They don't want to get involved in any of the civil dispute here. They came out yesterday and said, hey, there's a dispute on this property line, probably shouldn't be doing this. So construction was at least temporarily halted. I don't know if it'll remain that way, but that's where we are right now. So City Hall doesn't open until 8:30, so I'm going to probably try to run up there and get some paperwork submitted. I don't know if it'll make any difference. Again, the city lawyers and whatever have already kind of said, this isn't a matter that we want to get involved in, And really what happens then is the guy is, based on so the city says they didn't do anything wrong, right? They were given a survey. The survey shows where, and then they granted a permit for a fence based on that survey. Now, I mean, the neighbor in bad faith didn't mention that there was a property dispute, and the city may or may not have granted a permit if they had known that. But regardless, the city looked at the plot that's illustrated by that no trespassing sign. City looked at that plot and said, oh yeah, sure, here's your permit for the fence. And then what happens, I think legally, again, not a lawyer, but legally, once that's constructed, then my mom has to file suit in court and go try to get it sorted out. And if she's successful in that suit, then she gets gets a judgment, and then he's got to come take the thing down. But all that's expensive, and it's out of her pocket if she has to sue. And there's no, apparently, again, not a lawyer, but go check the laws. Smarter people than me, let me know. Apparently, she's not. She cannot get, pain and suffering or any kind of mental anguish. No damn. And so that's all very interesting. Turn of events. So anyway, I don't normally ask for anything on the internet, but I'm looking for. I just want to make these people popular, right? This is the kind of situation that like the crew was here yesterday, and I was just like, seriously, like you looked at the lot line. And you can see there's already a fence here, and you can see how close it's going to be to my mother's house. And you seriously thought that I can understand initially taking the job, but when you show up to the job and you look at it, like, is that a job you're going to continue to work on? Like, how do you explain that to your kids and your mother, your sister, brother, whatever, friends? Oh yeah, I showed up and effectively helped steal, part of someone else's lawn or yard, I don't know. It just seems to me like this is how the world, this is how the world is going these days. And man, amazingly terrible. So after 10 years, we get the land. Yeah, there's a lot of hearsay, I think, involved in that. And I don't know what the latest thing is, but when there is a dispute, you get the land is only true if you go to court and get the judge to sign off on you've got adverse possession, it's called, right? So this is what I'm dealing with. Mostly, like I said, I just want people to share this, and everybody should know that look, when my mom and dad bought the property, there was a survey done. And then the state of Texas, the banks require you to get whatever that's called, the insurance. And that insurance, it only protects the banks, right? Like, it doesn't protect you. So there's no insurance payout. There's no money that helps my mom with legal fees. There's no anything like that will help her file the suit and get the boundary corrected, right? The title insurance is only for the bank protection. So the little guy gets screwed yet again. It's absolutely amazingly terrible that we've got laws on the books that pretty much only protect the wealthy and the corporations and all that. And like this guy owns 2 houses next to each other right here, 2 houses, and they're not even his daily livers, right? Like he's here on the weekends maybe. My mom lives in this house, right? They've owned this house now for, like I said, it started out small cabin on this side. They've added on, made it their retirement home, all that kind of stuff. So this is her homestead, right? This is not, this is not 2, super wealthy people going at it. This is just one obstinate neighbor being a real patoot about a property line dispute. And, it's like, just I don't know. I don't understand some people. Like, you hear about them, but you when you see them, they're like unicorns. They're like, wow, how did you think, how were you raised such that you thought that was okay? Especially like come bully some old lady. Like my mom is, mid to late 70s, and you're going to bully she's a widower. Are you going to come bully her? Right? So anyway, yeah. it just, I don't know. It's kind of amazing that the situation exists and we have to go through this. But I fully expect within the next day or so there'll be a fence placed out here. I'm going to try to document, all of that. And like I said, here in a few minutes, I'm going to head myself down to the city hall and see what they're saying. Wait, I see or hear a truck now. So this may be them. Yep. This is the folks right here. So here we go. It's on. These guys are going to come put up a fence on a disputed lot line where we can very clearly see the existing fence. And yeah, so there's that. Let's see. I mean, you can see they got the concrete bags. They got everything here ready to put a fence in. So I'm gonna, like I said, like I everybody here is just trying to feed themselves and take care of their families and all that, right? But so I can understand you take a job, but then, when you show up and you look at this again, is this exactly what you want to teach your children? I don't know. Just really says something about people's character. This is how other things in history have happened, right? The classic, just doing my job, boss. This is what I'm getting paid to do, just doing my job. So yeah, there's that. So, like I said, interesting development here. So we'll see. Like, I don't know what LCRA is going to say. The lake people, like, they're going to drill through this. I don't know what the leakage or what'll happen, but I mean, we're pretty close to the lake, and I'm pretty sure that we don't want that sewage leaking into the lake here. So yeah, there we are. I'm going to go ahead and get some more footage of this and just, like I said, documentation purposes and all that. Share it with whoever you can, but this is how my neighbor is, quote, attempting to steal my mother's property. He just wants to force the issue. He wants to make her pay for this. And it's just, to me, it feels like bullying. And like I said, I don't know how you as a contractor come in and say, oh, this seems like a good idea, right? We can clearly see that this is a problem, and we're going to go ahead and proceed with doing the work that's been asked of us, despite the fact that it's going to be, on someone else's property. It just doesn't, like I said, doesn't compute with me. So, all right. So they're gonna do what they're gonna do here. I'm not gonna get in their way.